Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Awkward Moments with Jatsu. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday so far. I am so tired. I am so tired. I slept really badly last night. I kept on waking up in the middle of the night and I don't even know why. It's just, brain just did not want to shut off. I just kept on waking up. I think I woke up like a good 5-6 times last night. Not good. Interrupted sleep. But anyhow, we are going to be continuing with some more Ace Attorney today. I realised that the music is probably flashing. I do apologise. Hang on. Let me just turn off the actual music and let the game music play instead. So we are going to be continuing with Apollo Justice. We are on the last chapter, which is super exciting because this is where all the story about Apollo and Trucy all comes out. Like we get to learn more about their backstory, which is what I wanted anyway. Like I already know what their backstory is, but I wanted to experience it with you guys and share it with you guys too. And I forgot that actually all of it is in the last chapter rather than during the start where we get the whole entire case. I mean, the start isn't too bad. We get a bit of Phoenix law where it's like Phoenix has given up practicing law because the law system just isn't working for him and evidence just isn't cutting it anymore. So he's trying to find a way to better the system, but in doing so he ended up using falsified evidence, which then got him barred or disbarred even. Is that the right word? Yeah, disbarred. But do you know what? I don't really mind a disbarred Nick. He is beautiful in every way. And we get some very beautiful characters like Nick, Hobo Nick, Clavier, who is also very yummy. But yes, we will continue. I don't know if this is going to be a long or short stream because I really could do with the rest, and I need to spend time drawing and do more editing. So much to do in a day, but not enough time, and I'm trying to juggle everything, but it's fine. It's fine. I can make it work. I'm Jatsu. I'm king of juggling. I also wish this cough would go away, but because I'm not resting enough, I know it's going to linger for a long time before it will disappear. Anyway, let us go into the main game. Oh, wait, hang on. No. Ta-da! Right. We load game. Yes. I also don't have my normal headphones on today. I have the bone conduction headphones because I'm kind of. So I listened back to some of my VODs. I don't really like listening to my own VODs because oh wait, hang on. And that is the whole truth of this case. Mason system. Oh, it's this system again. Volume's gonna be. Whose heart rate is this? Uh-oh. Well, it's not their heart rate no more. In order to understand it myself, I had to know the story of these last 7 long years. Is this Phoenix's perspective? Nothing happens by chance. All is connected. And now, you stand ready to begin the final chapter of the story. No, you can't do the trustful. There's no one behind you to catch you. No. Will the defendant be found guilty or innocent? The decision is yours. It's Christoph. October 7, 10:37 a.m. Write anything agency. Hey, Apollo, look, on TV. Look. Yeah, I'm kind of busy. Whoa, look at that. He's the last Grimir, all right? Amazing. Apollo, you should be watching this. Ow, ow, ow. What? I was writing about our last case in my journal. Lawyers are supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals. And why now? That case was 3 months ago. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know. I want to vacuum pack the feel of the moment for later. Right now I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how Le Memoire disappeared. That's right, Uncle Valent did that illusion too. But you're missing him on TV right now. I was just getting to the good part. I suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's away. What you're now seeing is a rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth, happening right here at our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum. Hey, that's where the Governor's concert was. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here, right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary trope Grimir is performing for the first time in 7 years. And that's going to be great. I'm so there. You and Daddy are coming too. The legendary Grimirs. If Trucy's real father was still alive, he'd be on that stage performing miracles. I've got the tickets and everything. Here's yours, Apollo. Hey, we have a ticket. Squeak. Ah, you are here, working hard or hardly working. Hey, how have you been? Hi there, stranger. Not exactly the kind of greeting I want to hear from my own kid, though he has been gone a long time. How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you. Yay, pudding. I love pudding. Oh, it's farm fresh. And not just 1 pudding, but 3 whole cups. I'll have to pace myself. Well, I'm beat. That's right, Daddy. You're on a top secret mission. You've got to take it easy with the secrets, you know. How right you are. So, you still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe it is time. It has something to do with you anyway. Huh? With me? Oh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you can be one of those guys. A spy. Why don't I just be a defense attorney? To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me. You've heard of the You've heard of the jurist system, right? Yes? The jurist system? That's right. The new legal system everyone's talking about. Have you heard of it, Apollo? Huh? Maybe? Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. The jurist system, huh? Yeah, because at the moment in the game, all the cases are ruled by a judge only. There's no jury. Which is, I mean, not all cases have a jury, mind you. It just depends on the case and the severity of the case, which is when a jury will be called upon. But for like small, petty cases, there isn't usually a jury. It's just the judge that makes a ruling. So, Daddy, what's this jurist system thing? Well, Trucy, do you know what a jury is? I've heard of it. Isn't that those people who sit in court in those old courtroom dramas? The ones who get to decide if a guy's innocent or guilty? Do you know, Apollo? Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. They're calling the new system the jurist system. No more doing whatever you like, Your Honour. Not quite that harsh. The jurists cooperate with the judge. They have analysed the case from different angles. And there'll only be 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo. Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully, people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now. I feel like I'm on some kind of educational TV show, starring Dr. Wright, Dr. Wright, his assistant Trucy, and mascot Apollo. The perfect team. Mascot, hey. Apollo's the mascot, bless him. So, what is this secret mission? The jurist system is my mission, more or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like the system are always risky, Apollo. Too true. Everyone's got an opinion and they just talk and talk and nothing gets decided. Kind of like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad, am I? In any case, we're going to give it a shot. A test, if you will. I don't like tests. We'll take a case as a sample and choose 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with that process, incidentally. Helping? How? Well, for one, I'll be chair of the jurist system simulated court committee. The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case, the jurist candidate, even the judge in the courtroom. Wow, it's like you have a real job. I was never that good at the piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always lawyer, I guess. Hey Jay, hope you're having a lovely Saturday so far, and thank you for stopping by. Oh god. The trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. The trial simulation, though. They dispose of them? What bodies are we talking about, Jay? Where are we disposing them? And how? In Minecraft, by the way. The trial simulation, that is. A simulation, huh? Sounds interesting. So, what kind of case is the trial simulation about? Well, since it's the first run-through of a new system, I wanted something simple. Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious. True, the case is a murder. That's not simple at all. By simple, did you mean that the defendant is? Guilty. Yes, most likely. So, good luck, Apollo. With what? With the trial tomorrow. Your defendant, of course. Recall that I said it had something to do with you. Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyways, no sweat. Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided. And a potentially serious sentence. The most serious in a worst case scenario. You mean the verdict's real? Well, that's not a test trial, that's a real trial. All the forms have been filled. All the forms have been filed. There's no turning back now. The trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make room in your schedule. Why am I only hearing about this now? Yes, there was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Eh? Something that happened last night. What happened last night? Oh my god, this cough really needs to go. I don't want it anymore. Are there any takers? Anyone else want this cough instead? Please, just take it. You don't even have to pay for it. I won't charge you for the cough. Hey, does it get me out of work? It might do, Jay, for a couple of days, but you'll be feeling really rough. It might get you out of work, but you will be feeling rough. Hey, Apollo, I know you're excited about that secret mission, but what about this? The Premiere Grand Magic Show? Huh? Oh, right. The card tricks. They're not card tricks. Boss, I got the birthday. See you next week. Exactly. Yeah. Perfect. Brilliant. Hey, Shroomy. Thank you for the first tier redeem. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday so far. Thank you, Jay, for the second tier redeem. And enjoy your snack, Shroomy. They're not card tricks. They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse, heaven and earth will shake. So what? That's 3 whole days from now. It's at Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go today. We can say hi to Uncle Valent. Have fun. What? I won't go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing. Right. Why not go with her? But what about the secret mission? Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow regardless. I don't trust that smile. He knows something he's not telling me. Yippee! Now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Ah, Premiere. That reminds me. What's this, Daddy? Isn't that silk hat the Premiere's seal? Consider it a birthday present, Tracy. Thanks, it's great. But today isn't my birthday. Good point. What day is it today, Apollo? Huh? Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day. Then it's Recycle Your Plastics Present. Yippee! So it's plastic. I've given up trying to understand them. It's much easier that way. So what is it? Can I open it, Daddy? No. Oh, why give them something that they can't open? Phoenix? Huh? You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then. Well, why didn't you just hold on to it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do. Do not open until the time is right. And now an envelope about the Premieres, huh? Alright, so what case are you going to use? You really want to know, don't you? Of course I do. I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I? If all goes well, then yes, of course. This is just a test. We wanted everyone to start without preconceptions, a blank slate, as it were. And there's a difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that anyway? Well, mine. Committee chair, remember? Oh. Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose, I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime. Good. That's better. But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case. What? Then how am I supposed to defend? You let me worry about the details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it. But you don't want it to backfire, do you? Apollo. If I'm in charge of the whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility. For good or for bad. Just do what you can. And don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Oh, all right. I'd recommend going down to the detention centre. Your client's waiting for you. You can ask about the scene there. But you just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved. Oh, you can talk to your client. If you can get her to talk. Well, time's a wasting. Wait, so we have a client that doesn't talk? Or refuses to talk? Ooh. Just wondering, if they stop with Apollo Justice, will they stop with Daddy Phoenix? So the sad thing is, yes, Apollo Justice is the only game where we get to see Daddy Phoenix. From that, well, I mean, Trucy does appear in the later games, but Phoenix is no longer Hobo Nick. Phoenix goes back to, I mean, not that I'm complaining because, right, who doesn't like a man in a suit, like a well done suit? Who would complain about that? I am not one to complain about a man in a well done suit. But this is the only game where we see Nick as Hobo Nick. And we don't get to see that anymore because he then goes back to dressing up prim and proper. And whilst that is also pretty, it's just not the same because he's got this, he's got a different type of air about him. Right, proper. Yeah, prim and proper is what we call it. Well, it's a very old school term, prim and proper. But yeah, so he goes back to being silly Phoenix instead of this personality of his is so much darker than what he usually is. In the first trilogy that you saw him in, he was very sweet, very cute, and very just airhead sort of person. But in this game, only in this game, he is very much like gone rogue sort of Nick that's turned dark and is more mysterious. And oh, who doesn't like a mysterious man? Who doesn't? We all like a good mysterious man. But yeah, and this is the only game where he is like this. I kind of like a bit of facial hair on him. He does look good with the bit of facial hair. Got too inspired by edgy edgelord. I mean, Edgeworth isn't that mysterious. He's just someone who tolerates very little. Edgeworth does not tolerate a lot. Mysterious man. I mean, come on, guys, come on. You got to agree. Men of mystery, men that have mysterious background or has an air of mystery around them are kind of like, Yes. But only men in fantasy. In fantasy settings. Not so much in real life. I don't know. It depends. It really depends. I don't know. I think in real life, a man who's quite mysterious can come off as quite creepy. I agree, but you're kind of sassy suddenly. What do you mean? I am not sassy. Shrimmy. And to be honest, you guys might have to do Berry's work today because Berry is unfortunately unable to attend stream because her computer isn't working and her laptop doesn't work very well. So she did already tell me, she's like, I'm really sorry, Jack, it might not come today. So that's fine. Don't worry. Do what you got to do. And I will, I'm sure someone else will keep me accountable. I think a mysterious person in real life would be quite obnoxious. Yeah, that's true as well. Can come off as quite obnoxious. To be honest, anyone who pretends to be mysterious, if I meet them in real life, I'm just like, ugh, what are you? What do you think you're doing? You are not cool. Go sit over there. Stay away from me. Very quickly turns to, okay, I see. It's none of my business. Have a nice life. Exactly. Okay, enjoy yourself. Bye. Have fun. Jay, do you think Jack was sassy? Don't ask him. He'll say yes. Jay's not on my side. I know he's not. He'll say yes. Was, you mean is, you mean will be. See exactly my point. Jay is never on my side. Thank you so much. I mean, we still got plenty to go. We're only on 63 sus commands. Sus detected. And we still have 400 and, oh, my math is so bad. 437 commands left to go before I have to do a sussy script. So, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Let's see. That's 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes. Maybe I should complain. I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand there pretending he doesn't see us. The minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, oh, waiter, and they're standing right behind you. Oh, guard, is that client going to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? Oh my God. Don't die, Jatsu, don't die. Oh, okay. Her design is very pretty, by the way. I know you can only see half of her, but when she fully comes on scene, her design's very pretty. I actually quite like the drawings they've done of her. Where'd you come from? Yes, the case has just started. So we were in the office and Trucy has got tickets to go see the Grand Grimaire magic show and she's invited us. And then Apollo's come along and he said, well, my secret mission is involving you. I am doing a court case where there is going to be a jury and it's going to be a test case, but it's not a test case because it's a real life case, which has a very real life verdict. And our client is this lady who is half hiding behind the window. This case is also very long from what I remember, so we're going to have quite a few streams of it. But we also get a lot of story about Apollo and Trucy and the Grimaires, just everything. Where'd you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat. Her design is so pretty. I like the way they've drawn her eyes, her hair, the colours they've used on her. I'm nervous, Apollo. It's the silence. It builds suspense. Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you? That's right. Okay. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. She looks cool. She really does. I do like her. Oh, she passed out. She passed out. Miss Magic Underwear might have been a better. That's magic panties, Apollo. wonder if she will talk to us. Hi. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know. Is that a chat-up line, Apollo? I think it really has to be fate. Is that what he said? He did. I really think it has to be fate, you know. And by fate, I mean destiny. Did you know I'm good with astrology? Is this some awkward date moment? Oh, we get an insight to how Apollo is during dates. This is fate, this is destiny. I'm good with astrology. Oh, bless him. Tell me, what's your sign? I can tell you mine if you'd like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. So, what's your name? Oh, right. I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo Justice. And I'm Trucy Wright. I know. This is getting nowhere fast. She's really not talking. Hey, I know. Maybe you can tell us what happened. I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately? Well, the other day, this tourist from out of town stopped to ask me directions. Later, Trucy. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. Well, that was fruitless. Though I think I understand despair a little better now. You did good, Apollo. What? Look, she's doing her nails. What? Are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Trucy. Excuse me. Could you read this? Sure. I feel like a teenager on a first date. It really does feel like a first date. I don't know about teenager, but it does feel like a first date, like that really awkward first date moment. And this is the love letter we pass from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistful and read it, Apollo. It's a business card with a name and an address. The name is Vera Misham. The address is for Drew Studio. Vera's card added to the court record. And you're giving me this card because... Oh, Vera's so shy, bless her. Well, looks like we're finished here. I wonder if Drew's studio is the scene of the crime. Let's go find out. Let's go! Our first investigation. I do like this case, though, because it's about an artist. Wow, this looks like a studio. It's like life imitating art, or maybe it's the other way around. But the tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring. Yeah, it looks like we found our crime scene. Apollo, look at all those paintings. Hey, don't touch those. It's okay, I'm just looking. Look with your eyes, not with your hands, Trucy. Huh? Oh, wait, hang on, that's not Apollo's voice. Huh? Apollo, look at this one. It looks half finished. You can see the rough sketch underneath. But that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all. Yeah, good point. That is odd. All the paintings have a really different style too. Ah, I thought I might find you two here. Oh, it's Emma. I said that in the wrong voice as well. Emma, long time no see. Oh, seems like I run into you far too often. I'll bet I know why you're here too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow? I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed. The artist who owns the studio, that is. Mr. Drew Misham. Drew Misham. So his name is a pun. I'm not too sure what the Misham is a pun for, but Drew is obviously because he's an artist, so he drew Mr. Drew. Misham. And his daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, we just saw her at the detention centre. It was funny though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning. That's how it was done, you know. Poisoning is a common way to get the job done when the murderer is a woman. But poisoning? Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over there with my snackies. We can't talk to anyone related to the case this time round, which means we better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else. Right. Can we speak to Emma? So, this Drew Misham was some kind of artist? Apparently, did a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans too, for what it's worth. Oh, well, I guess his stuff is kind of pretty. Like that oil painting over there, for instance. Yeah. That wasn't one of his illustrations, actually. Huh? So it was a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means? He was an odd bird, Misham. Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end. What do you mean, to anyone? He was also always locked up in his studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was through letters he'd put in that little box over there. Letters? Do people still write letters? What do you mean, Apollo? I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days? Not Mr. Misham. Couldn't stand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought that way was more artistic, you know? When I was much younger, at school, we did like a pen pal thing with another school. So a teacher had gotten, what was it? I think my teacher was Australian. So they had like other Australian friends who were also teachers. And then they kind of did like a collab thing where we then exchanged details with their students. And then we wrote letters to each other. And we were all obviously similar ages. And they wouldn't put obviously different age students together. But yeah, we were all similar ages and we wrote letters. And I had a really good run with one of my pen pals from Australia. And we like sent pictures to each other and exchanged letters. And it lasted for a good few months. And then I lost contact with them. And I don't know why. I think either they stopped sending letters or the letter got lost. I don't know. But yeah, it was kind of fun. And then I had another pen pal for a little while because I got really into it. It was the same thing with them, exchanged a couple of letters and then kind of stopped. But I wonder if it is still a thing these days, like for people exchanging letters for strangers that you don't know. You just find someone who's interested in exchanging letters online and then just do the whole analog thing. I think it's kind of cute though. And honestly speaking, I did enjoy like buying all of the letter papers because, you know, you can get some really cute designs and really nice ones. And then you get like the cute envelopes as well. Oh my God. All the stationery. It was adorable. But yeah, it's not so much a thing these days. And it is kind of, I feel like it is a little bit sad. Like emails, yeah, are more efficient. It's in regards to like time, etc., etc. But, you know, sometimes there's a novelty to sending letters and then just waiting for a response. I mean, it doesn't take that long either for post to get around the world these days either because of technology. I mean, at most you'd be waiting, well, it depends on how far it goes, but at most a week. In any case, the only person besides him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer? The suspect, please. We took some fingerprints, of course. The only ones found in the room were Mr. Misham's and Vera's, basically. Basically? Actually, last night, Mr. Misham gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. It happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever. Could you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder? So, this woman, Vera, she's Mr. Misham's daughter, right? Yep, a real sickly girl ever since she was little. Hardly ever went outside. She did kind of give off a withdrawn sort of aura. She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention centre. She was screaming about how she'd die if they took her outside. That does sound like a scene. In the end, she agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside. Why can't I ever get a normal client? But why would a shut-in daughter kill her own father? Don't look at me. So about the poison, it was found to be in his coffee, right? Nope, not precisely. Not precisely? What does that mean? It means see for yourself, I think. Okay, so he wasn't poisoned through, means of consumption, so it's poisoned another way. Like I said, last night was the first time someone from outside came into this studio. I guess mysterious painters who never go outside make for good articles. It just so happened they died the night of his first interview. Around 9 PM every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Last night, he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died? She poisoned him on the night of his interview. Wouldn't the reporter see? He wasn't near Mr. Mission when she brought her father his coffee. He was checking out some equipment in the back of the room. Supposedly that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was the reporter who called the police, in fact. Wait, why is she the suspect? If anyone is suspicious, it's the reporter. Yet the reporter never got near Mr. Misham's coffee. Even Vera acknowledges that. Regardless, I want to know more about this reporter. Oh, we can't even ask about the reporter? Right, okay. Well, let's examine the scene. I imagine this coffee cup was for the guests to use. Guests? Did the police already analyse this cup too? Not a trace of poison was found on that cup, but the killer was after Drew Misham alone. Oh. I think my connection just dropped. Oh, it's not holding up very much. Oof. Gonna see if it restabilizes itself. Okay, think we're back. But it's okay because ads were in progress, so you guys didn't miss much. Oh my god, the connection's really bad. Come on. Oh, I might actually disconnect. Oof. I apologize. I'm literally waiting for my connection to just pick itself back up. Come on. It started to rain as well, so I can see why the connections dropped drastically. Are we stable now? Oh, the car alarm going off. Okay. I think we're good. Ah, that's the victim's coffee mug. Aha! So the poison was in here. This is my first time seeing a real poisoned mug of coffee. I would hope so. What do you mean? No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You have to figure out the rest for yourself. I'm officially not on your side after all. I'm assuming that blue mark is the poison. Hang on, let's have a look. Can we look at this? Oh, we can. It's a very abstract bit of painting. Oh. Well, what do we have here? It looks like a person thinking about something. Maybe they're worried. Like, what should I have for supper? A hot dog or a hamburger? You know, I've always wondered about that. Why is there supper and dinner? Are they different meals or the same thing? Maybe that's what this person's thinking about. Supper or dinner, same or different thing. Is that a pufferfish? Apollo, that's clearly a porcupine fish. They're not the same thing. You know what gets me? They've got all these needles, right? But what's protecting that soft spot on the lower belly there? Nothing. Must remember to keep Tracy away from small round fish. Apollo, look at this painting. You can see the rough sketch. Oh, looks like it was only half completed. Huh? That's funny. Do the rough sketch and the finished painting look totally different to you too? They do actually. What's that all about? We already flagged that up earlier on when we first saw it. Oh, okay. My controller going a little bit crazy. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. I can't examine this. Let's examine this one then. The obvious thing is here. Hey, look there. That stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo. That must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. No, this stain is probably... Better ask Emma. But will she even talk to us? It's fine. Well, we'll examine the rest of the room first before we talk to her. Apollo, that's where the body was. That's the spot where Mr. Drew Mission passed away. He put the coffee mug to his lips and the next moment, there's quite a bit of paint on the ground. See that half-painted painting over there? He must have been working on that right up to the moment he died. Wow, a true artist to the end. Or maybe he started it a year ago and was procrastinating. Okay, so check with these, but I wouldn't mind taking a closer look at those paintings. I just love oils. You know how they're so thick? Is that the word? These paintings are all dry. I'm just surprised at how different these all look. Yeah, what's going on with this half-finished one? It must have been a work in progress. You can still see the rough sketch below. That's what's so weird. The sketch part doesn't really fit the finished part. I noticed. That is weird. And we keep mentioning the weirdness of the fact that the painting is half finished, but the sketch is different to the main painting. That letterbox looks funny sitting inside a room like this. Let's take a look. Empty. The other half of that letterbox is actually connected to the outside of the studio. Mr. Mission would put his letters in there, and the postman took them away. Impressive that someone still writes letters in this day and age, or wrote rather. I don't know if that's a vehicle outside or the thunder. Oh my god, it's so dark and cloudy and rainy. Hey, there's a painting hidden back there. Hey, you're right. What if it's embarrassing somehow and he didn't want anyone to see it? He certainly seemed pleased by the possibility. Do we get to look at it? Oh, wait, hang on. But that's the same painting as the other one. Huh? It's so normal. That's hardly something to get mad about. Huh? What is it, Apollo? Well, doesn't this painting look like... Never mind. I better get a professional opinion on this. Okay, what else? Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. He's got like 20 kinds of red. We could paint your suit, Apollo. How about this shade of green? That'll be enough of that, thanks. Oh my god, can you imagine Apollo in green? I mean, it wouldn't look bad. It'd just look a bit... It'd be like, Apollo, you are a Christmas tree. Let's take a closer look at this desk. So this is Drew Mission. And this little girl must be Vera. Yes, they took that some years ago. They look close, a happy little family. Until you arrested his daughter. Look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious, scientifically speaking. Right. Something about the way that figure is posed. I've seen that pose before. It's you, Apollo. See, you're making one of your flamboyant gestures. Please, I'm a professional. I wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? No clues here. Hey, Apollo, what's this feather thingy? Isn't that a pen? Like an old-fashioned quill pen? But it doesn't have a pointy end. That was most likely for sweeping detritus off the desk. Oh my god. Detritus? Detritus? How do you pronounce that word? Text to speech. Help me out.
Detritus.
Detritus. Did I say it right first? No, I didn't. I said detritus. Detritus. What was it? What does the word mean, chat? Right, hang on. Time for a dictionary. Detritus, meaning waste of debris of any kind. Hooray. Why didn't they just search for sweeping debris off the desk? Wow, you sure know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific. That's my motto. You aren't an all-knowing Jatsu. Unfortunately not. I'm not. I'm not all-knowing. I wish I was, but I'm not. I'm not actually that well-read either. I looked it up. Thank you, though. Thank you very much for looking it up or explaining what it is. Just words. Exactly what about that was bold or scientific? Is this a journal? Wow, talk about a clue. Let's read it. What is it, Apollo? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? Debris sounds like they had plaster fall off the ceiling onto their desk or tiles. That is also true. I mean, they could have just said for brushing the dirt off the desk. that would have worked just as well. It's new. He didn't write a single line. Ah, you had me going for a while there. What's with the little tiny... Oh, cute. Look at the tiny frame, Apollo. Tiny is right. That thing's barely 2 inches high. What picture would fit in that? None, apparently. It's empty. There's no glass in it either. What's it doing sitting on the desk? This is a lesson for us all. Be sure to check the size when you buy frames. This envelope has been opened and resealed. Oh, I know how to do that. You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and it opens. Cool, huh? Whoever did this wasn't so delicate. You're right. Looks like they just ripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago. Why would someone open a letter then seal it again? I better hang on to this. Okay, I think that's all I've got. What are you pointing at? What is all this equipment here for? It doesn't look very artistic, really. He had everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. It looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood too. Though his equipment's a bit old, to tell the truth. Why would a painter need all of this? From the dust, I say he hasn't used this stuff for years. This corner doesn't fit with the rest of the studio. Oh, do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin. This is a crime scene, Trucy. But these cost like $50 at the magic shop. Trucy's like trying to make her own trick coins, etc. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Is this desk for painting, Apollo? That would be a drafting table. Drafting? Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams. Wow, painting's harder than I thought. Why would a painter need a drafting table? Was he an architect too? What is the mannequin pointing to? Because it's not flagging anything up. Yeah, I haven't got anything unexplored, I think. Okay. No, not examine. We need to present to her a mug. Emma, about this mug. There's a pale blue residue on the rim. Eh? Yes, well, it's just a rumour. But I've heard there's a kind of coffee called Blue Mountain. I'm pretty sure it isn't actually blue, Emma. Oh, right. Okay, you got me. That's left over from my testing spray. Forensic science? I knew your hobby was behind this somehow, Emma. It's not a hobby. So what kind of scientific stuff were you up to? This spray, that's what. It turns blue when it touches poison. So the poison that killed a victim was on this mug. That's right, see? It wasn't in the coffee. The killer applied it to the rim of the mug itself. Wow, science is amazing. It certainly is helpful. Maybe Emma'd be willing to help us out a bit more. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. They say flattery can get you anywhere. It's certainly worth talking to her a bit more. Let's talk to Emma. I bet Emma could help us out here. And don't forget, flattery will get you anywhere with her, Apollo. Huh? What are you two whispering about? Well, I was thinking. I mean, what is it we always do when we run into you at a crime scene? What is it we always do scientifically? You know me too well. Okay, meaning we can get scientific now? Oh, I suppose. Just this once. Bring me anything you find suspicious and we'll check it out. Wait, but we have... I mean, the most suspicious thing here is that this desk. I can't pick it up, I don't think. Yeah, we can't pick it up. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So what have we had this letter. Emma, about this. Oh, for that? Yes. Why, that's a bright red envelope. It sure is jumpy. Someone opened this, didn't they? My lips are sealed. Your lips are sealed? That's a first. You mean, you know what's inside the envelope? Sure, I read it after all. Ah, you mean you are the one who ripped this open? Ha, please, I would have steamed it open. But she did sneak a peek at it, apparently. Know that I have a powerful weapon on my side. Weapon? Yes, the use of tools, highly specialised tools for information gathering. Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. You should try flattering her, Apollo. They say little praise can open big doors. Never heard that one, but it's good advice. Let's try talking to her some more. About that envelope you found. I was wondering if you could help us out with that tool you were mentioning. You want to know about my tool, do you? It's called an X-ray analyzer. X-ray? Like the X-rays you get at the dentist? That's right. At least that's what I call it. Huh. It has a real name, but it's much more complicated. The X-ray spectralization. Something. How am I supposed to remember all that? So basically it lets you see inside things, like envelopes. That's right, you're sharp, Trucy. But it's a bit more complicated than that, in practice, of course. Actually, to tell the truth, I'm not really sure how it works scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma, please? Oh, I suppose. Of course, I've really checked out everything suspicious myself. All right, let's give it a spin, Apollo. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, just see if I could see through your hair, but it's like lead. Point that thing at me anymore and it might all fall out. Then I wouldn't need an X-ray machine to see through it. Let's just get down to business, shall we? Right, let's test it on a sample first. It just so happens that I have a lottery ticket here. You set the sample on the device like so. I don't see anything. Patience. There's no need to get all antsy. Look at the right side of the screen. That's the layer view of the envelope. Layer view? You've got it set to display the outside of the envelope now, see? Actually, it's quicker to just have to... oh my god. No. Actually, it's quicker to just have you give it a try. Turn the dial there with the R for me, would you? R. Left, right, this one. Okay. That's right. That's how you choose what depth you want to scan. Hey, I got something. See? That's how you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh? Except I can't read them. Just turn the dial a little more. What you have to understand is that a sheet of paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you see that paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Wow, really? This X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns. It breaks colours down into layers so it can only show what's written on that layer. I'm not entirely following you, but what good is it if you can't read anything? That's why you go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit if you would. Rubbing, like going over the image with L while holding A. There, that fixes the image on the screen. Now turn the dial again just a little. Good, now you can rub this image to fix it too. Hey, I get it. We just keep doing this until we've got the whole thing. Exactly, not bad. Neat, let's do some more. Oh. Any more layers? Lottery 0007, big winner. Is it the other way around that I have to go? Aha. Okay, it's the other way around. Oh, a little bit too far, Jatsu. We can read that already. Okay, let's print this one out. Woohoo! I'm a big winner! See, this is the true hidden power of my weapon. Neat, huh? Now, let's try it on the real thing, shall we? Okay. Oh. What does the letter say? Oh, hang on. I think I see Brew, Misham, and then money. Oh, there is money involved. Do you think he was getting blackmailed? Okay, let's print this one out. Mr. Drew Misham, I've deposited the 100,000 in the designated account. Please send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. Oh, no, it's not even a blackmail message or ransom. It's just basically saying someone's paid the money for the design. For what design? Someone deposited 100,000 into Mr. Misham's account. What? These paintings must be really valuable. There's another page in there. Care to take a look? You bet I do. If you're going to read someone's mail, you might as well read it all. Exactly, Trucy. If you're going to read someone's mail, you might as well read the whole lot. Here goes to the second page then. Okay. Oh. Sign this. Oh, was he being told to sign? Sign the papers and send in enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp in 3 days. Okay, let's print this one out. Sign the papers and send in the envelope. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. I need not remind you to speak of this to no one. So it was a letter about payment for one of his paintings. Why all the secrecy though? And what? Why was this letter the only one in here? It's 7 years old, right? Maybe it had something significance. Maybe it had some special significance to him. Well, Emma? Well, indeed. She knows something she's not telling us. Looks like she's keeping mum about it. Okay, so she's not gonna... Is she? No, she's not gonna talk to us anymore. Okay. Oh, Emma, I was wondering about this painting here. That one? What about it? What about it? Yeah, what about it, Apollo? Take a closer look at it, both of you. Now, look at this one. This is the third painting he was working on. Hey, they're the same. I was hoping you wouldn't find that. You're right, though. Drew Mission was copying this painting. Wow, it's pretty good. Copying a painting. What for? Oh, wait. Why is she not... Do we have to present this one to her? Emma, about this painting. Oh, that. Quite good, isn't it? That's not what I wanted to ask you about. You want to examine it. Is that it? I'd be happy to let you if you had a good reason. But without that, sorry. I guess she wants us to do a little footwork on our own first. We have. Right? Oh. Hey, Apollo, this painting. I know it. Huh? Really? It's that story where the old woman's doing the wash in the river. And this giant peach comes a-floating on down. That might possibly be the strangest thing I've ever heard. Oh, this story is actually a very... I don't know if it's a common Japanese folklore, but it's a common Chinese one where it's one of the variations of a deity was born from a peach and was found by a woman. And this deity... Well, I say deity... I mean, yeah, they are kind of a god of some sort, but they're related to the Monkey King as well because their stories coincide. They do meet, and in some versions they are friends, in some versions they're not. But the deity that is linked to this story is called... I'll have to use their Cantonese names. I don't really know what the... Because, their English quotation marks name would just be the Mandarin version. But they're called Lada. And they're known as like a fire-based deity. And they ran into some trouble with... with one of the Dragon King's sons. In Chinese folklore, the oceans are ruled by 4 dragons. So there's a north, south, east and west dragon. And I can't remember which of the ocean's dragons' sons that he had a run-in with, and he ended up killing the dragon and stripping I don't know what it's called. It's like a spinal elastic kind of thing, like the dragon's spinal elastic. I don't know. Anyway, he ends up stripping that off of the dragon and using it as a weapon, as a whip. Obviously, the king is very upset and ends up having or trying to punish Radha for it, which is understandable. I mean, he murdered his son, but not. I wouldn't say it's out of the blues. Again, different versions, different stories, and different retellings. But it began because of competition between the two, or the two didn't like each other, or they had an argument, etc., etc. Or the Dragon King's son just acted like he was better than everyone else, and I just couldn't take it. But yeah, there are many different versions and many different retellings. And one of the retellings that I watched as a kid was really sad, because there's this one scene where so the version I watched wasn't that he was born from the peach. It was that he was a child bestowed upon a general and his wife, and they'd helped out the country, won wars, and they were worked together as a general husband and wife, because the wife fought in the wars too. And that's why they were gifted with a child, because they'd wanted a child for ages, but couldn't due to fertility reasons. So they bestowed her with a child, and she carried him for. So generally speaking, pregnancy lasts for 9 months, but Nada was, I think, 12 months, like a full year. At first, I didn't think he was a baby. At first, it was just like she was just growing a tumor, but no, it turned out he was an actual baby. And then he grew up very quickly. But anyway, there's a scene much later on where he's done something really horrendously bad, and his dad turns around and says, "He is no son of mine. I don't acknowledge him because of what he's done. He needs to learn to apologize." And his mum really dotes on him, despite all of it. But then he then sees how badly he doesn't see how badly he's done something. He doesn't believe he's done wrong, so he's saying, "Fine, disown me. I don't care. I don't think I've done anything wrong." And then he does something really, really terrible, which is I don't know how to explain this, because I watched it when I was very young, so my understanding of it isn't all there, and wasn't quite fully understanding what I was watching, so I'm only repeating what I think I understood of the show. And one of the ways where he disowned himself from his parents was because there's a very common saying in Chinese where parents are like, "You're my flesh and bone, so you come from me, you're my flesh, you're my bone." It's a kind of I'm your elder, I created you, you must listen to what I'm telling you to do. And what my dad does is he's like, "Well, I'm disowning, like, you're disowning me, but no, I'm going to disown you. I'm going to return the flesh and blood that you've given me, and I will cut my ties with you." And it really hurts his mum, because, you know, she spent a whole entire year carrying him, and she spent so long like doting on him and trying to help him to become a better person, and then he goes and does that. So it's kind of sad. And this is why I like tragic and sad media. I've been growing up with it since I was young. Right. Let me continue with this investigation. But no, I do really enjoy Chinese mythology. And I like to learn more about Chinese mythology, but it's I wouldn't know where to start, because there's just so much out there. Emma, I was wondering if you could take a look at this. Look, I'm a detective. You can't just ask me any old thing and expect an answer, okay? I think you need to be a little more focused in your inquiries, scientific. Somehow I knew she'd get around the science. So I can't scan that. But I've already presented this to her. She was trying to hide it from us, or hoping that we wouldn't pick it up. Oh my god. Okay, no, so we're just repeating the dialogue. So he was copying and drawing. Because we presented this to her, but she's still not acknowledging it. Okay. Can we scan this? No, okay. She won't let us scan personal stuff. Oh my god. Okay, what else can we examine here? Ugh. What I might do, because my throat is really playing up, is I might complete this investigation bit and then call it a day. No, I can't. There's something else here. Maybe we can talk to Vera. Ah, you're here to see Miss Vera Misham. Yes, that's right. She's in the medical office at the moment. Medical office? Is she okay? She's just lying down. Says she didn't feel so good. I'm sorry, but I can't allow any meetings at the moment. Most annoying client ever. Guess we should try and come back. Okay, so we can't talk to Vera. But she's not gonna... But we just did the X-ray detection thing. Oh, right, sorry. Okay. Okay, so we've done that. Okay. Oh, about poison analysis. I was afraid you were going to ask about that. See, the solution is used to test for atroquinine? Atroquinine, the deadly poison found in the autopsy. Uh-oh. I know that spark in her eyes. She's getting excited. Best tread lightly. It's one of the most virulent poisons that is absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. Oh, and guess what? Recent research has shown that that's fine, really. We don't need to know all the gory details. Not glory details. I think I get it. You just spray the stuff on something you want to test, right? Precisely. You can find even the slightest trace of poison with this. I want to try too, Emma. Pretty please? You don't have to ask twice. I already used it on everything suspicious, of course. Hey, let's give it a whirl, Apollo. What are you doing? I was just seeing if I got a reaction off of you. How's this a reaction? How's this for a reaction? Never do that again. I'm not poisonous. Tell that to those helpless witnesses on the stand, or hapless witnesses on the stand. Let's just get down for checking real poison, shall we? Ooh. Okay, so we know it's on the cup. Well, it's not gonna display it. Okay, there's nothing here. Okay. I wonder if we're going to pick up any poisons. I don't find anything. Options? Oh no. That's just normal game options. Okay. Oh, the incentives are covering a bit of the screen. It's fine. I don't see any. And anyone else? Too bad, no reaction there. I'm sure Emma checked out all the likely spots. Wait a second. What is it, Apollo? Did you spray that little desk over there? I don't think so. The spray probably can't reach that far, you know. Let's check it out, just to be sure. Oh, we do get to have a closer look at the desk. Oh, we found poison. Eek, a reaction, Apollo. Ah, where? Where? The inside of that cute little frame. Look. Wow, would you look at that? Nice going, Trucy. I'm known to work magic. Never mind that, I was the one who found it. Why would the inside of that frame have poison on it? It looks like we found the only other place that was poisoned in any case. So, Emma, I was wondering, what's the story about this reporter that came here for a story the night of the crime? I'm afraid I can't tell you, because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. I thought so. I'll never forget that face, but what was his name? Oh, right. Brushall. Brushall? He's after a scoop to sell to the papers, so a reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever, and that night he's killed. Seems strange to you? Really strange. It does raise a few questions. I'd like to speak with this reporter if I could. Well, I hear he's on the beat today, too. He says something about covering a magician. Magician? Well, if it's not Trucy, then that leaves only one other person. It wasn't Valiant Grimere by any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He's got some big show lined up, I hear. So he's out interviewing Valiant Grimere. Looks like I'll be heading out to that Coliseum again sooner than I thought. Here, I'll give you that reporter's card if you want. Freelance journalist. Okay. So it looks like we need to go to the Coliseum. Dun dun dun. Ooh. Woohoo! This is it, Apollo, the place where magic and dreams converge. Just a while ago, it was a place where murder and nightmares converged. Let's go say hi to Uncle Valiant. What about the case? Only a performer laughs like that. The young Miss Trucy. How often I hope we'd meet again, only to tell myself it was an impossible dream. Uncle Valiant, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too. Of course you are. Humility is definitely not one of his stronger traits. Well, Miss Trucy, how does the day find you? If you come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you. Actually, we came to wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show. Oh, but it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles such as the one I shall perform. Yeah, you're amazing. We get the picture. The world will watch in wonderment as Magnifi's illusions are reborn, here on stage by my hand. He's so extravagant, bless him. Everyone's talking about the magic show. Is it true that the Grimere Miracle's back after a 7-year absence? Miss Trucy, I must apologise. This show and this honour should have been his. Daddy. My co-magician in training, Zach Grimere, if that terrible thing hadn't happened. It's okay.
Your father was a great magician, Trucy. If he were alive, then I, Valiant Premiere, would have been proud to stand upon the stage as his assistant.
Thanks, Uncle Valiant. You know, I'm happy you're doing the show. To think we get to see the great Magnifi's illusions again.
She really is looking forward to this, isn't she? My mentor, the magnificent Magnifi Premiere, was a true deity among magicians. A creator god who gave birth to magic and illusions that divide our very imagination.
I was so little when I last saw one, but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies in the sports car through the air above the audience, and then sped off to outer space faster than the speed of sound.
I'm guessing that memory was a bit embellished. For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to match his. As heir to the Premiere Trope's secrets, it falls to me to provide one. It is my God-given destiny. Yes, you nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses, how can I help you?
If the world was waiting, why did you hold off for 7 long years?
It appears the lad is uninformed. Perhaps you have heard of the magic known as law which governs our land.
I have, though I'm not sure it qualifies as magic.
The performance of Magnifi's miracle was impossible. A certain law prevented it for 7 years, but no more.
7 years?
The phrase sure likes to pop up, doesn't it?
And why was that?
A little matter called performance rights, Miss Trucy.
Can you tell us about these performance rights?
Magnifi's magic relied on an incredibly innovative idea, a trick if you will. That trick was considered his property and as such was protected by property law.
Intellectual property maybe.
Magnifi knew this and bequeathed it in his will. To one person.
You mean him?
Yes, Miss Trucy, it was your father. Zach Premiere was the inheritor of the Premiere miracle.
Daddy?
Yet, as you well know, he's gone. He disappeared suddenly 7 years ago.
I think I see where this story is going. Once a person's classified missing for a certain period of time, they're considered legally deceased, correct?
In all absoluteness, those rolled up sleeves consider your competence well, young man. For that certain period of time of which you speak, 7 years.
Ah.
Yes, Miss Trucy. Though it pains me to say it, this past spring, April to be precise, was the time your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secrets of our mighty mentor Magnifi passed to me. This was, in fact, stipulated in the will by Magnifi himself.
Is that how it works, Apollo?
Yeah, it's called death in absentia. He's declared missing permanently.
Daddy?
Can we present this then? I was wondering if you could tell me about this. Aha! Why that there's the Premiere's seal!
Uncle Valiant? Is something wrong?
Trucy, where did you get this?
Huh? Daddy gave it to me.
Your daddy, my partner Zach Premiere?
No, my other daddy, Phoenix Wright.
Why now? Why would your Lord Daddy...
Lord Daddy?
That's kind of stretching the whole archaic thing a bit. This signature upon the back, do you recognise it? That belongs to none other than Zach Premiere.
What? Daddy signed this?
Might I be so bold as to open it?
I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that.
What's in this envelope, I wonder?
Oh, maybe we shouldn't have shown it him, but we would have had to anyway. So a journalist was on a... Wait, hang on. So a journalist was here on a story.
All eyes in the universe are upon my stage. All pens seek to commit its mysteries to paper.
His name was Brushel.
Brussel.
I think he remembers him.
He doesn't look too happy about it. Brussel, that glowing smell of mint when he smiles. Yes.
Could you tell us more about him? What did he want? Oh, we get to learn more. Sandwichy. Phoenix over Apollo with that comment. Look. Yes, I do agree. I mean, I do prefer Phoenix over Apollo. However, Phoenix does make an appearance in this game. And thank you for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely and wonderful Saturday. A man by that name called on me just now. Valent's vision is always toward tomorrow. Valent's feet steps always forward. But that is all. That's all? Very confusing. I am to perform a big magic show, yes? I wanted someone to cover it. Yet he had ears only for that incident. That incident? In any case, I requested that the rapacious reporter remove himself. So a painter has died, what of it? It is but a footnote in the footlights compared to the magic of Premiere. Uncle Valent, do you know where the reporter went? I recommended him visit that place popular with penalised perpetrators. Penalised perpetrators, the detention centre. He was a rude individual. Might I see that card? Sure. He would tear apart my respectability. I will tear him apart. Oh, here it comes, Apollo. Uncle Valent's big magic trick. He's going to fix the card. Not sure that qualifies as big magic. He just ripped up the card and it's not going to replace it. Okay, that's cool. Thank you so much, Uncle Valent. What happened to the big magic? Is it not more miraculous for it to stay ripped? He must have really not liked that journalist. Now the time has come when I must return to make my prestidigitation preparations. Oh my God. By your leave, Miss Trucy. Thanks, Uncle Valent. 3 days from now, make ready for a miracle. What do you think that journalist was after? And why did Valent react like that to this envelope? I think it's time to pay the detention centre another visit. Right, let's go. Let's go to... Look at him. Look at him. It's Hobo Nick. Oh, you're so wonderful. I want to buy some plushies of him. Hobo Nick is one of the only ones that I do not have plushie of. So I need to... They have like the really small ones. So I might get one of them. And they're very cute. They did a pre-order, but I missed it. I was just like, And I kind of knew I was going to miss it. And I don't know why I did. I think at the time, financially speaking, I'm fine. I just have a personal set limit so that I don't overspend. And during the month that they did do the pre-order for the little cute plushies of Hobo Nick, I'd already reached my personal limit. I was just like, I really shouldn't push it. But it's fine. I will look for a second-hand version. It's absolutely fine. Detention centre, visitors room. I think I hear what you're saying. We're all doing it for the money. End quote. No, not at all. It looks like someone's already meeting here. Maybe that reporter. Hey there. How you doing? Who might you be? Sorry, we didn't know someone was already here. I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Talk about a nervous monkey. You're Justice, you? You know me? Do I know you? Of course I know you. Stares down witnesses on stand till they spill beans, end quote. That's not true. What's he writing? Are you a reporter by any chance? Whoa, you're Trucy. Eh? Am I famous? Oh yeah. Trucy Wright hates carrying a bag. Puts everything she owns in her panties, end quote. That's not true. Just hold on to your breeches there. I'll wrap up this interview in a jiffy. Interview? So guard, I think I know what's going on here. God in rooms is my life. What else could I possibly need? End quote. No, how many times do I have to tell you this? Look, I've got work to do. You deal with him. Did you come here to interview the guard? Oh, what a pickle. Accused wouldn't talk, had to interview someone, or go plumb crazy. End quote. Huh?
Oh, Vera wouldn't talk to him? I should have guessed. Where are my manners? Name's Brussels, Spark Brussels. I'm not picky. Journalist just closes his eyes, writes. End quote. What's that nauseatingly strong mint smell every time he grins? Until you've been interviewed by me, you don't know what thrilling is. A wild romp through crossroads of mayhem, madness, end quote. Why does he always have to do end quote? Oh, God. I can see that. He's writing something again. Well, if he's a reporter, maybe he knows something. Oh, let's talk to him. Hello, Tyria. Hello, waifu. How are you? How did your appointment go? Did you get jabbed? Did you get all the jabs that you needed? Are you protected now? Oh, I'm lurking and feeling sorry for myself. No worries, that's absolutely fine. I hope you feel better. Your arm hurts. Oh no. Make sure you hydrate though, because I know that the jabs make you very dehydrated. So make sure you stay hydrated and make sure you get some good rest, some good noms as well, some noms. Oh, one in each arm, both arms. Oh no, double hit. Oh no. But yes, take rest. Take rest. I absolutely appreciate the lurking, and I hope you do enjoy the rest of your day. I mean, I'll probably talk to you a little bit later, but you know, I do hope you enjoy the rest of your day. So, I have guacamole and hummus. Life is worth living. Oh, guacamole and hummus. What are you having with them? What are you having with them? Surely you're not just spooning the guacamole and the hummus out. What were you dipping in them? Or putting them on top of? Tyria, share. Lightly salted tortilla. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Actually, do you know, I also like toasted pita bread and then just putting hummus on top of it. That's quite good as well. Nice and simple. I have peppers and carrots too. Ooh, good way to balance it all out. Oh, pita bread. They are so good, honestly. They're so versatile. Like, you can toast them, then rip them up, and then have them as like crunchy bits of bread, or you can open them up and then stuff them with things like salad and meat. I know that sounds very sussy, but it's not my intention. And then it'll be a super healthy meal with like a good balance of carbs as well, because the pita bread's the carb. Ah. Do you know what I miss? I miss having... So it's not often that I go out for a kebab. When I do, so whenever I do, it's always with friends as well. And none of my friends eat the salad. I don't even know why. It's not that bad, but sometimes the meat is just really greasy because, you know, you get like different types of meat. So you can get like a, oh my God, I don't remember the names. It's jank. It is. But yeah, I can't remember what the meats are called. Like, there's different types of like meat. So you get like the I don't know why the doner's too fatty. Honestly, it's so greasy. Shawarma, yeah, shawarma's good. Is it the sheesh as well, which is also good. But yeah, I like having like the chunks of meats and then a load of salad and then in the pita bread. Oh, such a good meal. But yeah, my friends, they never eat the salad. So I'm usually the only one that touches it, which is fine. More salad for me, because it means I get a more balanced diet, because I like a more balanced diet. But a lot of times they just have the carb and the proteins, which is getting fine. But for me, that's just, no, I need that balance. Because yeah, sometimes the meat's a little bit too greasy and I'm just like, no, I need the veg to cut the grease. I just need that sort of, but yeah, it's tasty. Maybe I should get one. I don't know. Because I'm planning for sushi tomorrow. So maybe I won't get a kebab. I need to be good. Financially. So, Mr. Brushall, you're a journalist. Me? Look, let me state one thing for the record here. Yes? I'm the interviewer, you understand, yeah? I'm the one asking the questions here. End quote. Okay. For instance, you think a movie director watches movies?
Well, I think he probably does.
Exactly. I knew you'd understand.
Huh? What's with that quote? So, the night of the murder, you were at Drew's studio?
Who? Me? Look, let me state one thing for the record.
Yes?
I may look calm and collected, but I'm busy, real busy, always on the road. Journalist always buys one-way tickets, never looks back. End quote. That's not...
That's really suspicious. Journalist always buys one-way ticket, never looks back. What did you do that you'd have to buy a one-way ticket and never look back? Brussels or Brussels?
I can understand that philosophy, but you want to know the thing about one-way tickets. Once you use them, they're gone. All because you have to give them to the guy at the airport.
Oh, I thought he meant train tickets. He meant flight tickets. Wow. Okay, that's a big suspicious. Like, what have you done that you have to buy one-way ticket to a completely different country? True enough, but don't they give normal tickets away too?
Exactly, see? It's the same thing.
What is? We're getting nowhere with this guy though. So you went to do a story on Drew Mission and he'd never had a story done about him before.
That's right. Look, let me state one thing for the record here.
What? If this guy's a witness in court, this is what we're going to get throughout the whole entire court session.
Let me just state one thing here for the record. I'm sure you're going to want to know about my source. What tipped me off to Drew? Why do the interview in the first place?
Well, yes.
Look, it's like, oh, I've got it. Say there's this burger joint with fabulous ketchup. You think the burger guy is going to tell me where he got it?
At the supermarket, maybe.
Exactly, see? That's what I'm talking about.
I think I may have actually understood that one.
Well, there's something I can talk about, really. Walls have ears, eyes, especially glass walls with speakers, end quote.
Right, guess we'll leave then.
But since you're here, I might as well tell you the tidbit of news I saw, just for the heck of it.
Sure, tell us, just for the heck of it.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I'd seen a movie on a trip and wandered into this burger place with amazing ketchup, where an article in the tabloid caught my eye. Famous oil painting stolen from art dealer's gallery, end quote, I believe it was. An oil painting. Happens every day, right? But I thought I'd seen that painting somewhere before. A painting of a giant peach floating down a river.
Someone stole an oil painting of a giant peach.
Journalists can smell scoop better than burgers, end quote.
Oh, did we show him this?
Right, let me go on the record here.
Yes?
I know what you're going to say. Brussels, take this, write brilliant column, end quote.
I don't think so.
Look, buddy, I write brilliant columns about one thing, and that's food. Try to understand.
What could he possibly be writing? He didn't listen to what I said. Can we present this one? No. Okay, cool. Okay, no. We can... So we know... So there's a famous painting that's missing with a peach floating down. Okay. Maybe we can talk to Emma? Ooh, we triggered a new scene. Well, how'd it go? Find anything out? Actually, there was one thing I wanted to check with you. What's with that scary face you're making? And what's with the I know something that I'm not telling face you've got going, Emma? Can we talk to her? No. This painting came from behind that dresser. Yes, so? It was stolen, though. I was hoping you wouldn't figure that out. Do you think you could tell me us? Oh, tell me us? What? Do you think you could tell us a bit more about this? I suppose.
It's what you think. Drew Mission was a forger. A forger? Ooh, more story. Aha. So, what exactly is a forger? Well, basically it's someone who makes forgeries. Fakes, in other words. Fakes? Copies of an original. Exact copies, so precise you couldn't tell them apart. Well, why not just photocopy them? The big problem with forgeries is that people try to sell them as the real article. It's a crime, of course. So, Drew Mission was a criminal, I'm afraid so. He received money to create elaborate forgeries, to supplement his work in illustration, I guess. I see. Actually, that's why I brought this here in the first place. What do you mean? When you're trying to determine if a painting's a forgery, the rough sketch underneath can be a valuable clue. So the rough sketch is like practice for the real thing, like doing a magic trick in front of a mirror before you go on stage. But not in the case of forgery, not necessarily anyway. You know what the finished product is going to look like after all. Oh yeah, I guess you would. That's why I brought this. I'm going to use it to see what's under the paint of the finished pieces. I get it now. Not that I really needed to go to such lengths, seeing as how one of the paintings was only half finished anyway. Still, it'd be neat to see Mr. Mission's rough sketches. Kind of like what he was drawing when he thought no one was looking. True, that would be interesting and maybe valuable for our case. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. Flattery will get you everywhere, they say. Maybe I should ask Emma to help us out. Well, I want to take a look underneath this picture. I kind of wanted to see the rough sketch under this painting. And I was wondering if your tool there might do the trick. Oh, fine. Just this time, though. Let's check it out. Okay. We got this, gang. We can scan the imagery. Okay. Oh. Wonder what his rough sketch is going to look like. Doesn't look like much at the moment. Okay. Oh, so it looks like a tower. Is it not? Okay, let's print this out. What? What the heck? Wow, he really blows. The finished painting isn't anything like the rough. Devices like mine didn't exist until recently. He probably thought he could draw any sort of thing he wanted for that rough. What do you mean? Well, in the past you could only analyse the composition of a rough sketch. Composition? In other words, the traces of charcoal between paint and canvas. So you could tell if there had been a rough sketch, but not what it looked like. I think I follow you. So in essence, it wouldn't matter what was underneath the finished painting. Some pros would actually paint out a rough sketch entirely, then do a completely new painting on top of that. So Mr. Mission was drawing whatever he wanted before painting over them? Possibly. Is there a problem with that? Not particularly, but something about the sketch itself is kind of odd. You're awfully silent all of a sudden, Apollo. You think we could check out one of the other paintings? Well, sure. You like this detection stuff, don't you? Okay. It looks like the other paintings also have something hidden in them. Oh, okay. We've got this. Ooh. Okay. What's this? Oh,
Wait, this is our first case. Okay, let's print this one out. This one too. What's wrong, Apollo? You look so serious all of a sudden. You think I could just look at that last of these? Fine by me, knock yourself out. They're all cases that we've dealt with. But this one would be the Eldo Noodles card. Well, at least I think it'd be the card. I'm not too sure. Because that's... yeah, it is. Must be. Look. Because we had Maractus pulling the card. Except he's not... he's looking like a skeleton here. What the heck is all this? I hesitate to ask why you're getting so excited. You sure your device isn't leaking some kind of strange radiation? Trucy, look at these 3 sketches. Do you notice anything? They're all related to our cases. That's Clavio with the burning guitar. Ah, there. Now you're both white as sheets. What's going on? These sketches are of the 3 cases I worked on. What? The murder in the poker room at the Borch Bowl Club. The dead man pulling the noodle stand. And then... the events that transpired during the Governor's concert. What could it mean? How could he have drawn those things and why? Well, that's what I want to know. Wait, is Drew Misham your father? Now give me a break. Does that seem even remotely possible to you? Drew Misham is our father. I'd never even heard of any Drew Misham before. I hadn't even seen a picture of him, but there were my cases drawn on these canvases. Every single one of them. It couldn't have been a coincidence. Just who was this Drew Misham? And what did he have to do with me? To be continued? I kind of feel like I do want to continue. Yes! Save progress. Okay. We are going to continue, but I need a loo break really quickly. So I will be right back. I'm going to leave you guys with some music. Be right back in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I know my avatar was bounced up and out. I came back with a coughing fit. Oh, right. Let her stop the music. And then we shall continue. Yes, continue. Oh, no, wait, no. I'll continue until the next save point, and then I'll call it a day. I still think it's a little bit too early. Oh, we are actually starting a court case, though. October 8th, 9:48, District Court, Defence Lobby number 6. Good morning. So, you're Vera, right? I'm Tracy. Tracy Wright. That's right with a W, not right, right? We're on your side. You can tell us anything, please. Good morning. She speaks. Not bad, not bad. But I think you do better with a little smile, you know. You're so pretty. You need to sell yourself, you know. Tracy, let's take it easy for starters. Thank you for taking my case. Okay, well, that's a start, I guess. There she goes with the nail polish again. That's great, really. It's so cultured. I like that she draws. Want to try? Oh, really? Girls. Apollo, don't... girls, me. You'll never understand. And plus, nail polish isn't just for girls. It's for guys too. Because, do you know what? Guys with black nail polish. Oof. It is a different type of... Can you imagine? Clavier with black nail polish. He doesn't have any polish in this game, but if he had, he would be perfection. He would be absolute perfection. Maybe I should draw him with black nail polish. Oh, that would be absolutely beautiful. Might be one of my Drawtober drawings. I don't know. We'll see. The victim, Drew Mission, was a forger, and a stolen painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really, and maybe one that led to his death. Well, we will now begin the trial of Vera Mission. Is the judge okay? His voice is all raspy and he's looking around all nervous like. The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time and may indeed alter our legal system forever. Hey Steve, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by and I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Thank you for the gigantified emote. It's one of Vay's, isn't it? The one that you animated for her. Today is a test of the jurist system and the first step toward a new order in our courts. Yes. Daddy's secret mission. The jurists will function like a jury. It is hoped their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will. Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom? 3 closed-circuit cameras watch the courtroom at all times. Oh my god. The jurists have access to everything that transpires. Jurists. Judge well and judge cool. I mean, can you imagine a lawyer being all like, judge well and judge cool? Oh dear. I'm dying. But yeah, look at his nails. If they were black, like nail polish on them, very pretty. Very, very pretty. And now see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that. Were you really, Judge? My apologies there, Judge. Jurist, today, judge today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind. The jurist, I'm bound to the letter. Oh my god, I'm bound by the letter of the law. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. And we're about to find out just what effect they're going to have.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. The details of the case, if you would.
The victim is the painter Drew Misham. He was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned by whom, you ask? By none other than the defendant, Vera Misham. There wasn't any poison in the coffee. Actor. Someone has been doing their homework. Indeed, poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself.
The mug? Residue was found on the rim, I see.
The autopsy report describes the manner of the victim's death.
The court accepts this as evidence.
Oh, we didn't have an autopsy report before. Actually, we went into this case blind. Let's have a look. A victim's name, Drew Misham, age 52. Male, time of death, October 6th, between 9 and 9:30. Cause of death, quinine poisoning. I was going to make a terrible joke there. And then be like, hey, Steve, he's the same age as you. Which I know is a lie, but it's because your chat bullies you so much about your age. Oh, dear. Spark Brussels, 36. 44, 52, and how old is Vera's only 19. Oh my gosh, she's been accused of murder at the age of 19.
According to this report, the victim's death was caused by atropine poisoning,
a chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams. A touch of atropine in the body is a touch of a Reaper's scythe.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. You may present your witness.
I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. That journalist, no doubt. The witness will state his name and occupation.
Oh, look at his nose. Right. Well, for starters, my name's Spark Brussels. My job is a lone observer of the world. Observer?
In other words, a freelance journalist, right?
If you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for the record. Yes, Mr. Brussels. I dislike conclusions, specifically the aspect of jumping to conclusions. Preconceptions make Park Sandbox of endless desert waste, end quote.
But you are a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday.
Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you today, a man with a dream. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Brussels into one that Mr. Brussel.
Oh, into that Mr. Brussel. Oh my God, end quote.
Let's hear your testimony then, shall we?
A simple case, eh, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out.
I visited the studio around 9 that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the atelier, journalistic history made, end quote. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next? Star falls, end quote. No one else entered the room besides her the whole time.
Oh, his testimony is really short.
That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him. What? What are you saying, Judge? Need I remind you, the cameras are rolling today. I felt the need to be a bit dramatic.
Judge, bringing the drama to the court. You didn't do it, did you?
Me do a thing like that? Come on, that's like newsmaker making the news, end quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt, end quote. I know wild accusations rock courtroom, end quote.
Rock indeed. Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun. I'm so happy for him.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Your cross-examination, please.
Okay, we are going to press everything. 9 at night, isn't that a little late for an interview?
If the great painter Drew Misham says come at 9, believe you me, I go at 9. The first and, as it turned out, last interview with such a prolific painter.
Right. Can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? You were the first reporter ever in Drew's studio.
Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history. A basically significant step for all mankind. but a giant step for that Brussels guy, end quote. If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve to reason that the deed was done by an insider, by which he means Vera did it. So, how did this epoch-making interview go? Would you mind being a little more specific? Oh, let me tell you, I enjoy a cuppa. In fact, it all began when I was in my 4th grade. That's not what I meant. I believe I know what their forehead is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it? Right, that's what I was going to say, really. Well, now, if you've got a question to ask, you'd better straight up ask it. That's what I tell the new recruits several times if necessary. Right for a grade schooler. That's my motto. Which isn't to say I can only write grade school level. Ooh. Who touched the coffee? What did he say? Grade school level stuff, mind you. Who touched the coffee? Dunno. I was in the back looking at the studio's equipment when she served it. And what happened next? What's this about star falling? Star falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money over. Zowie, you don't know? That's like a journalism code word. An important personage passes away. A star falls, get it? But there's no gravity in space, is there? I wouldn't think stars could fall, really. Does this matter? Oh boy, this is good stuff. How about star breaks? Nah, lacks punch. I know. Star dies? Nah, lacks imagination. Of course, you could go with Drew dies. Straight to the point, I like it. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial. The moment of death. About when Mr. Mission passed away. Oh boy, what a scene that was. He puts his coffee mug down with a crash, right? Yes, and then the cold finger of death touches his spine. Life's flame sputters and fails. So cold was that touch, he could not do naught but tremble uncontrollably. Actually, life's flame is a little tired. Life's river froze over. Oh my god. Life's river froze over. Yes, that's a go. I think he's starting his article already. Could you describe that a little more simply? Oh, well, as you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. He hit the floor, as they say. Artist seizure, his final performance, end quote. Echecranine paralyzes the central nervous system. The body arches back like a bow and limbs tremble. The throat... that's quite enough of that. Some of us want to be able to sleep tonight. Oh, yeah. I want details, lots of juicy details. And for that, you can listen to our last year's hit single, Echecranine, My Love, by The Gaviniers, available at all major music outlets. The point here is that the victim died of echecranine poisoning. Well, Mr. Justice, how do you find a testimony? Very important. Well, as an account of the moment of the victim's death, I'd say it's very important. Please add it to the testimony. Very well. The court requests the witness to add this account to his testimony. Those spasms are definitely death by poison. You say it was definitely death by poison. How can you be so sure? Hey, look, I'm a journalist. I've seen a lot of things, and I've had more than my share of experiences with so-called poisonings. Man eats fishy fish, goes bye-bye, end quote. Food poison doesn't count. Should I get him to talk about something else? I mean, the spasms is fine, because we do know it does cause... You say Mr. Misham had the coffee too, but did you actually see him drink the coffee? Of course. He who sees it wins, but he who says it wins bigger, end quote. I live in a man sees dog eat dog and writes about it world, yet? I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really. He had one so-called sip, if that. Man puts lips to mug, drinks, end quote. That poison is quite virulent, I hear. My stomach did a so-called somersault since I'd gulped down that coffee without so much as a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something there, some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture a guess for the record? Does this guy have a pause button?
Well, Mr. Justice, did you find that testimony valuable? Not important. Should we drink? It has to be important somehow. Nah. Oh, very well, please continue with the testimony. Spasms, those definitely poison. They said maybe something else, so we got him to talk about the coffee. I thought maybe the moment of death would have been important, but no, it wasn't. Touch coffee, I don't know. And we want him to... Oh, okay, I pressed the wrong statement. It'll be this one. How about his coffee? So you drank the coffee that Vera served you too? Of course, when someone serves you coffee, you drink it. And that's what my old boss always used to say. Never did get what he meant by it though. But you're still alive, which is to say you didn't die. Of course not. No point falling before you're a star, end quote. That's not exactly what I was guessing at. Oh, there are angry people outside beeping at each other. What were you getting at then? You know the poison was on the rim, not in the coffee. Oh, yes. There were 2 cups on the tray she bought, and one of the cups had Drew's signature painted on the side. No chance to guess would take that one by mistake, I guess. Well, Mr. Justice, was that testimony important? Not important. So Brussels drank the coffee. Doesn't look like this is going to lead to much. Very well, please continue with the testimony. Was it the other statement then? The Stars coffee? Alright, let's try it. Right, let's get him to add and let's see what he says. Because when I said not to, Apollo did turn around and say, but it might be important. So, very important. The victim drank his coffee, then immediately fell over. Oh, yes. You can go to the press with that one. Your Honor, this is a vital piece of evidence. Okay, that's what I needed was... Okay, because we also learned that the poison takes 15 minutes to react. So it definitely wasn't what happened. Because if he drank the coffee and then died immediately, that doesn't... That's different to what our evidence is pointing to. Please add it to the testimony. Very well, the witness will add this to his testimony. Vital, right. He had one sip of it. At the next moment, he was on the floor. Okay. Do we have... No. Was it the cup? Wait, hang on. But we have nothing to say that it causes... It takes 15 minutes, right? Do we? See that there? That's poison. Yeah. Don't lick it, Apollo. Don't worry, I'll be fine. No, you won't. You'll die. Look, I know. I meant I won't lick it. Who knows what you do when I'm not watching? The concern is touching, really. Next thing you know, she'll be telling me not to drink coffee before bedtime. From this angle, where the cup is, I thought the cup had a moustache drawn on it, not the name Mission. I was like, oh, that's cute. A cup with a moustache on it. But yeah, apparently not. Looks like you have to take this back part off first to put a photo inside. It'd have to be a really small photo to fit in there. True, the pale bluish stain. Why would there be a poison on something like this? Well, there's one obvious reason. Whoever put poison in the coffee rubbed a bit on here too. That's not very obvious, Trucy. Okay. Right, let's press this statement. So he either took a sip or he didn't and then fell over. Oh, yes. Oh my god, indubitably. Oh god, this word. Indubitably. Just like that. Wham bam. Indubitably. So Mr. Mission drank the coffee and fell over immediately. I think Brush was telling the truth too. Should I get him to talk about something else? No need. There's no need to change the testimony. The problem with the testimony is already pretty obvious. Okay, but I don't know what to present. I'm gonna say. I'm cheating a little bit. Saving before we lose our life. Right, I'm going to present the autopsy report. No, it's not the correct thing to present. What? Okay, the witness statement is clearly faulty, Your Honour. Okay, well, why am I continue this? No. Load. This, everyone, is what is called scum saving. Okay, so it's not the autopsy report. I think it's the mug then. Right? Must be. It is the mug. You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used, atropine. Oh, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pile. Why are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. An omission? Atropine is as virulent as he says, but death doesn't come upon ingestion, not immediately. Well, that's because atropine is slow acting. It's slow acting? What? According to one forensic scientist. It's one of the most virulent poisons, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. If we suppose that the moment Mr. Misham sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have had time left to enjoy his last cup of joe. Which is right. Order! What's the meaning of this? If what the defence says is correct, why, that contradicts the entire testimony we've just heard. Well, Mr. Brushall, anything to say on the record? Slow act. It was virulent, all right. Even then, it had already begun digging its claws into the journalist. He's working on his scoop.
Objection!
It's Brushall, yeah? Brussels. Let's take a trip back down memory lane. Huh? Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. This is vital. You know what I think? I think that was a not-so-subliminal suggestion, end quote. I admit it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. I would be forced to say auf Wiedersehen to my simple case, and you'd be forced to say farewell to your article. Come again? You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up the scent, and you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye. Scoop. Oh, really? You're gonna change? Oh, I really hate it when they do this. Where they're like, I'm giving you a chance to change your testimony. Now change it. Subtle, not so subtle. Look, just wait a second, just 1 second. We're waiting. Out with it. I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection, end quote. A story's survival, end quote. Attorney utterly confused, end quote. Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I'd heard of poison that takes its sweet time, see? But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently. Mr. Brussell, you say you noticed something that explains what happened? You bet I am. The antidote for a poisoner's contradiction, end quote, you might say. Or I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say. I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee. You're still going to point the finger at Farah? Order. As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony. That Mr. Misham died the instant after he drank. Of course I'm standing by my testimony, and my dream of exclusive rights to this story. I suppose it was too much to hope for. What was? Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him.
Him?
Phoenix Wright, who else? Actor, Herr Brussel, report for us if you would. What is it that you noticed?
This court is a critical trial for the jurist system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed.
Oh, God.
When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Mission was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note?
Oh, so now he's saying it's suicide?
A suicide note. Yes, he had this look on his face. A man's face, inscrutable as a quadratic equation, end quote.
Suicide? Poor Mr. Mission. But that means Fear is innocent. Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview?
Oh. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination.
But we didn't find the letter. Well, we found a letter, but that was from 7 years ago. Not one that he'd written recently. Was anyone at the studio other than Mr. Mission?
Well, his daughter Vera, of course.
Was anyone besides Mr. Mission and Vera present?
Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse.
The only person who didn't belong to that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Brussel?
I know what you're doing. I know your game. Turner uses classic Ransdern phenomenon ploy and end quote.
If you intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, right? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we? So you put the letter away when he saw you?
Early reporter gets worm, end quote. It's my secret.
I'm not sure I follow.
It's a night of the interview. I arrive 15 minutes ahead of schedule. That handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in.
He barges in? What interviewer barges into a room? He's so rude. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? Oh my God, that is a breaking and entering. Brussels doing a B&E.
Mr. Mission sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter in that yellow envelope as fast as he could. I know a secret when I spot one, and that was one. It does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice.
I wonder. It does have a ring of something important. Right. The defense finds his testimony vital, Your Honor.
Very well. Please add it to the testimony. Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene.
And you saw him seal this yellow envelope with the letter?
Hey, don't look at me like that. I saw what I saw.
Apollo, you think this might be a big break? Yeah. What I need is to show some decisive evidence now. Decisive evidence? It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. Oh, is he talking about this? But this is red.
Objection!
As it just so happens, there was a single letter in a desk drawer at the scene. In the red envelope.
What?
Prosecutor Gavin. Yes. Was the yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But air forehead. It's easy to mistake the colour of an envelope. I guess. But not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already, 7 years ago.
Oh, well, Mr. Brussel, I could explain. Drew Bright, he wanted to get that letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right? He grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away.
What about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, chump?
Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claim?
That night, the victim put a letter he had been writing in a red envelope. It's impossible because the letters we found Yeah, no, it's not possible. It's impossible. That's impossible. Nah, I like your expression, so full of confidence. It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with the assistance of a forensic scientist. What? And note that this letter is addressed to Drew Mission. Oh. Why would he address the letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. I've been scooped. Order. Mr. Brushell, can you explain this to the court? My, how could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots, end quote. Do you know what, Brussels? It's all right. I forget lots. I'm old. I forget. Although, right, my forgetfulness isn't just about being old. My forgetfulness is when someone's telling me to do something and then something else distracts me or interrupts me, and then I'm like, oh, herped up. I've forgotten what I need to do. Oh, whoopsie daisies. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brussels. Well, the thing, see, after he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, it's a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote. A stamp? Whatever for? Well, to mail his letter. What else? And then, why yes, I think I saw him put it in his letterbox. Yes, it was a yellow envelope and he put it in that box. Oh, well, apparently this letter... Oh, how I wish it... Oh, wait, hang on, did I skip it? Well, apparently this yellow letter has nothing to do with this case. Oh, how I wish it did. Just think of that, where a suicide note was a story. Star writes suicide note in front of a reporter, falls anyway. As I was saying, that has nothing to do with this case. That said, yes, Your Honour. It makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope. Are we going to present it to court? We are. $100,000 is quite a good deal of money. So this was from 7 years ago, yeah? The way his nose flares when he's got a scoop. So, am I finished here? I mean, am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start writing. Oh, he's asking to leave? I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that a rather unique face. Oh, come on. Attorney has active imagination, little else, end quote. Even I notice something and my eyes aren't what they used to be. I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is about. Just as active imagination, end quote. Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story. Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here, usually. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was something oh my god. Drew's talent was without compare. So you threatened to go to the press with this story. That's how you got your interview. Blackmail? Well, yes. I mean, no. It wasn't exactly blackmail. I mean, I'm not... Something wrong, Mr. Brussel. Look, this is my story, my tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood, end quote. I see. While you have me chatting away in here, what's going on out there? What if some Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to press while I'm going to waste.
The court feels your pain, Mr. Brussel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. A certain case 7 years ago. Wait. 7 years ago?
It's all going to be connected. The victim, Drew Misham, had an aversion to reporters.
Boy, I guess. Not even my considerable charms did much for him. Until I finally got my thumbs up, that is.
Maybe you can elaborate on that a bit for us. Exactly what sort of story was it?
Oh, a little one, like I said. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing in between. End quote. I might have suggested I had a lead on this particular story, but I didn't threaten or cajole or nothing, honest.
So a suggestion was enough to get an interview. Mr. Misham must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. Our perception is active though. A certain case 7 years ago. Tell us, what case?
Let me state one thing, Mr. Attorney, and you can quote me on this. I can't talk about that case.
Why not?
It's about journalistic pride and staunchness and credibility and connections. Journalist reveals sources only over his dead body, end quote. So what will he be, gonna strangle me? Dead men don't tell tales, Mr. Attorney.
He sounds pretty determined not to talk. Our chances of breaking him aren't... Our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good. On the one hand, we have your story, and on the other, this letter. What makes you think the two are related?
I was just saying it's possible. Call it reporter's intuition, end quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. You going to pick up all of them apart? Be my guest.
All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious one.
I see. Anything else to add about Mr. Misham?
Just how amazing was Mr. Misham's talent?
Huh? Oh, wee boy. I mean, hey, he's a star, man, a star. The flow of his brush is like a great undulating river across the canvas. Artist paints light up, studio like sun, end quote.
Wait, hang on. Artist paints light up studio like sun, end quote. This guy is full of wacky gestures. That one just now was wackier than usual. He looks kind of nervous to me, Apollo.
Definitely.
I'm sensing something different than before here. Maybe it's time to bring out you-know-what. That test me left a bad taste in my mouth. It all makes sense. Nothing jumps out as ridiculous. I wonder what his story is talking about. I wonder what this story he's talking about is. It must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that. Something powerful enough to drag Drew Misham out of hiding. I wonder. Maybe it has something to do with Mr. Misham's art. Okay. So we reckon that the last statement was quite suspicious. Oh, wait, hang on. Actually, thumbs up. Reports and leverages story gets this interview. This is the only time his expression changes, because so he's got the front on, he's got a big wide smile, and then he's itching his head with a toothbrush, and there's a normal smile, itching head with toothbrush. So I reckon it's this statement, right? Oh. I bet it's something to do with his nose, because whenever he gets a... No, it can't be this one. No, pass. Or maybe it was the last one, actually. Here again. Here again. Is it the throat? No, his throat doesn't move. Can't be. The only thing I can think of is like his hands. He doesn't really. Okay. Pass. It's just that deadpan stare right at the screen. There again. Can we see his hands? No. Okay. I don't think that's a statement. Pass. Maybe this one. But he didn't add anything when we pressed him. Oh, okay. I know what I need to bring up. It's not the perceiving, right? Because he's mentioned Drew's talents, so we must be talking about the forgeries. So I need to bring the real painting out. Whoa. Okay, present. Put that one. Or the real painting.
Objection!
No, it's not. And I didn't save. Oh no. Right, okay. It's not the original painting. I'm gonna quickly save. I've lost a life already. Is it the actual forgery, this one? No, it isn't. Okay. Really? Wasn't the forgery? Forged drawing? So it wasn't the original painting. It wasn't a forged drawing. Because he talks about his skills. Say what you want, but Drew's talent was without compare. I mean, we already presented the red envelope. No, it's not the red envelope. What am I presenting? Okay, because Apollo's already given us, he's already dropped a clue saying that we should be presenting that. But what is that? And it's not the perceiving either, so I can't really see anything. It's not like his ears move or his eyes shift or his nose shifts. Like, there's nothing. It's usually the eyes or the nose, because he's got like a thing where his nose flares up when a story scoop appears. So what's Apollo say? Okay. So Apollo says just how amazing was Mr. Fish's talent. Huh? Who wee boy? I mean, hey, he's a star man, a star. The flow of his brush is like a great undulating river across the canvas. Artist paints light up studio like sun, end quote. The sky is full of wacky gestures, but that one just now was wackier than usual. He looks kind of nervous to me, Apollo, definitely. I'm sensing something different than before here. Maybe it's time to bring out you-know-what. You test me left back. Okay, but what are we bringing out? And something to do with Mr. Mission's art. So I didn't sense anything in the perception stuff. Because I already presented the hidden painting, but that didn't do anything. It's not this. I'm so stuck. Say what you will, but Drew's talents without compare. I mean, he is right, but... What's the D stand for? What a pretty business card. Looks like a postcard almost. And on the back, just her name. That seems odd to me. Huh? What does? Why write your name on the front and back of the card? Why not just use the space on the back for a self-portrait or caricature? Then people would remember what you look like too. That's not a bad idea, actually. Here, give me one of your cards, Apollo. She's drawing something. Hey, my hair's not that spiky. Wait. Is it Vera's card? Okay, no. Okay, so it's not that. Load. I'm very stuck. I'm gonna look it up and see what I need to present and where I need to present it. I just saw a text from Terry being like, I'm going to get you a kebab wrap when you come up. It's like, okay, cool. I would love a kebab wrap, Terrier. Oh, dear. Right, which one is it? Here we go. Is this the one? Yeah. But I need to... Oh, no, this is a different one. Okay, hang on. Apollo Justice walkthrough. I'm not cheating. File format. Okay. It's just this bit I'm really stuck on. Okay, so he says, let's quickly shoved it and did that one. Talents and blackmail. Could it be that case? Wait, apparently it is to perceive him, but oh. Did I miss something? What did I miss? Okay. Okay, perceive. Apparently it's to do with his armpit. Here again. Not this armpit, maybe this armpit. Oh, There we go.
Gotcha!
He's sweating like crazy. He's nervous. That was so subtle. Sweat much, Mr. Brussel? Hey, yeah, well, a man can't help his glands, you know. It's more than that. When Mr. Misham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets. You're hiding something about his talent. What? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Misham's true talent lies. It just so happens I've evidence showing the talent mentioned in that letter. Do I present this, a hidden painting? This painting was found in Mr. Misham's studio. There are two problems with this painting. The first is it wasn't painted by Mr. Misham. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries. Right. Finally, we can move on. And that is all, Your Honour. Everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private, please? This is my story, my scoop. Forgery, that's a serious crime. Drew Misham is known as an artist these days, but there were rumours he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art, meaning forgery. Drew Misham was talented, all right. He's talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about... Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. The rumours started circulating 7 years ago. Wait! Would this be connected to Phoenix, using forged evidence? Was it Drew Misham? Drew Misham. Was he the one who forged evidence for Phoenix and Phoenix got caught out? 7 years ago? So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 was for exactly forged evidence nets tidy profits, end quote. Order. Why, it's like our victim was living a double life. This is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty of enemies who know nothing, who we know nothing about. This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation. But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some legal activity. But there is no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was and remains simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course. Hey, the only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews. Mr. Brussels, your testimony to this point have been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? Oh, wait. He's speeding off on one. Hang on. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Journalism so solid you could stand an elephant on it, end quote. In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial is over. Apollo, what's he talking about? The cross-examination showed Mr. Brussel didn't have reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspect, then the killer had to be Vera, that's what. This next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Brussel, your testimony, please. The only person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She's admitted as much herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. And nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. A nice testimony, clear, succinct.
and without room for doubt. Ah, shucks, you really think so? I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your final cross-examination. Right. I still have one trump card left to play, and I won't let this trial end until I use it.
What trump card is that, Apollo? I don't even know what trump card you've got in your records. Right, hang on. I mean... Oh, this is the trump card, the tiny frame, right. Okay. But that doesn't prove Vera poisoned. How many times have we heard that one there, forehead? The poison reached its victim via that coffee mug. And from where did the coffee come from, Not to beat a dead horse again and again, but perhaps you could fill us in. I'm on it. You need a horse speed. I'm your man. And you witnessed her pouring the coffee? Of course I didn't witness this when she came in with that tray. The coffee was already poured and steaming. Let us not forget the defendant has admitted to pouring the coffee herself. I heard her statement. I poured, I served, and I killed. What? That last part was just a little joke. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere with this coffee mug. I need to find another weak spot in this case. You're sure about that? Well, to be really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time. One of those candies might have been poisoned. Yet at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room, and no mint residue was found. It was a long shot anyway. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee? Well, Mr. Justice, you have some proof? The possibility is there, I can feel it, just maybe not prove it, not yet. And possibility isn't going to cut it, not now. Mr. Misham ingested the poison via a route other than that coffee. It can't be proven. I do believe our little forehead is growing up. Pity, we like the rash youthful forehead best. Another hole in this case that needs plugging before I can prove anything. But first things first, I better uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again. On with the cross-examination. Not one thing. You're sure? Yep, sure as sure can be. Well, with one exception. One exception? What? Journalist Spark Russell does interview, leave studio, end quote. Come on. It's a joke, get it? Not funny, I know, but still. Did someone leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before? And now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night? Just one thing. I think one thing might very well have left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene. And by which you mean... Something other than our witness. Of course. Don't tell me. Vera Misham? Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Then let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you, but I do have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene. The letterbox. Because Brushell said that he saw Drew post a letter, so that's the only thing that could have left the studio. There's the only link between that studio and the outside world. A letterbox? What did Mr. Brushell just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in the yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. Ah, but that very same letterbox was empty, in other words. That night, the yellow envelope disappeared.
Yes, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing. Huh? He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Misham. Is it really important that this envelope the witness says he saw disappeared? Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me. Very well then, the witness will add this to his testimony. You got it. I still think this fails to change anything at her forehead. I wouldn't be so sure. A letter disappeared from the crime scene that this is exactly the open I've been looking for. Open end letter? But I hardly think that matters. Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio, and you were hiding that fact from us. Yes, well, actually, I don't argue the possibility that a letter disappeared from that studio, but her forehead, isn't there a much more serious question before us? Right, how Mr. Misham was poisoned, I know, but Mr. Brushell's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. And what he's told us means something entirely different, now I'm starting to think. Let's keep thinking, Apollo. Oh, wait, hang on. Well, that's kind of what you want from a testimony, really. I need to keep my eye on what matters. How and why was Drew Misham killed? If we poured the coffee, that's not going to change. But if that coffee didn't kill him, I need to find what did and prove it. I didn't push that last statement. Let's go back. You say clearly as though it were obvious. But this claim that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture. Yes, well, you see, in my business, it's all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. Bad habit, I know. Yes, well, actually, I guess this is more a case of ridiculous journalist sounds wrong, end quote. The court is forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild conjecture. Understood loud and clear. If only I could believe that. This is not flawed. Okay, so we got this bit. It's fear poured coffee, the only thing that touched his lips. Letter was put in the post from Sheila, but I hardly think that matters. I mean, it does. But I can't present... What can I present? This? I don't know if it's that, though. Because, right, he says that nothing touched his lips. But if that's true... Well, it can't be true because he must have licked the postage stamp. So let's...
Objection!
Okay, it's not that. Okay. I think it's the red envelope then. If it's not the little frame, then it's the red envelope that we have to present. Because it does say, please send in 3 days.
Objection!
I'm wrong? How can I be wrong? Right, okay. Oh my god. A letter was put in the post from the studio, but I hardly think that matters. So you pressed it. Nothing could be more serious than envelope disappear. Manufacturer mask. Yes, well, actually, only possibility, but F word isn't there much. Machine poison. And what is told us means something entirely different now. I can't think. Let's keep thinking. A letter was put in the post from the studio, but I hardly think that matters. Is it the cup? Because it's not the frame.
It can't be this because we already presented that. I'm thinking it might be the cup.
Objection!
No, I'm wrong. Oh, wow. I'm so wrong. My head's really not in the game today, clearly. Come on. Come on, Jetsu. What is it? Powerful statement. Oh, okay.
Hold it!
You're sure about it? Well, it's really sure. Okay.
Objection!
Okay, right. Okay. I forgot about this first statement because we couldn't prove it before. I can prove it. Proof is possible. Here goes nothing. The air guitar. Play the air guitar. You do understand what we need, yeah? Proof, Air Forehead, not possibilities. Of course. And Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof. What did you say? I have proof of the disappearing envelope. I saw him writing the letter, I did. Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume. Of course, which means the envelope had a stamp on it. A stamp? Ah! As we all know, stamps come with dried glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it by licking the stamp. Dun, dun, dun. No one worth talking to actually licks stamp in this day and age. Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all.
Objection!
Okay, so he licked the stamp, but wait. How does that explain the actual 9 on the rim of the coffee mug? If he licked the back of a poisoned stamp, the poison would get on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth, Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing, it was the other way round. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Mission. Mr. Mission poisoned the coffee mug himself. Order! But that doesn't, does it? Recall if you would. Ashkenai is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on the envelope, but his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to the cup of Joe. It's just his writing that nod. Oh, he smells a scoop. You have something to add, Mr. Brushall? Uh-oh, his nose is picking up another scent. As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing. See, after he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote. But, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe he'd just run out. Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps, not a single one. That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison? Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used as poison possible. Good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place. Oh well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where's your evidence that proves the existence of this poisoned stamp? This! Oh well, that certainly is a cute little frame, and by little, I mean really little. It was on the victim's desk, Your Honour. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. I noticed that during my inspection, so what? Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Missing something? Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Atrocanine residue. What? Why wasn't I told about this? The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller, maybe an inch wide at most. You aren't saying. Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps?
Order! The poison stamp was in this frame.
Impossible.
Prosecutor Gavin.
Why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide for the mood struck.
Can I say something? I had a thought, see?
What, Mr. Brusson? Please stop jittering around like that.
The victim was a forger, right? Lots of money in that line of work. A forger forges friends, makes enemies too, end quote.
So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him. Oh, this animation's so beautiful. Every single time I see it. Oh, Rich. That's Rich. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancies to the Gaviner's song lyrics, please. Finally, something we agree on. The stamp was a murder weapon? Nonsense. Murder's a simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one. Oh, I disagree. Come again. Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew Misham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail.
The mail?
Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet but you knew read letters, the stamp would be the perfect weapon. Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. I might not have evidence, per se, but things are finally starting to come together. What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Mission was killed.
Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice.
A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honour. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Mission the stamp of death. It was this letter. Because it says, please find enclosed stamp in an envelope.
Isn't this the envelope, the one from 7 years ago?
Think about the text of the letter again. There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope and the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honour.
In other words, if I have this straight, the stamp poison on the stamp, lick, lick, gasp, end quote.
Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? He would sign the documents, put it in the envelope and put the stamp on it, right? Then he would put it in his letterbox. 15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter, but the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath, and the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene.
Quite convenient, thanks to the postal system.
But he didn't do it 7 years ago. Such a splendid imagination you have there, Forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So, this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago, yeah? Is that what you'd have us believe, really? Well, it is a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? A poison stamp in this envelope, the stamp that then became the murder weapon. How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence? Well, it was 7 years ago. We don't even know who sent that letter. And your answer's silence, I see. Very well. I move on. It's not nice to pick on the Fraulein Clavier. Oh. Oh. I thought it was his brother. I was like, wait, he's in prison. Why is he there? Emma. Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression? Did I sound like him? Don't quit your day job. Don't you have a crime scene to be looking at, Fraulein Detective? Someone had to come dig you all out of the mess you're making of this case. Mess? You know, none of this would happen if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope easy. Care to explain yourself, Fraulein Detective? Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right, the poison detection spray. Produce the red envelope at once. You can open it in the authority of the court. Oh, we have to spray. Oh, there. Dun dun dun! We found the poison residue. Well, would you look at that? No mistaking it. That's that atrichonine residue. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last. Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago? Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Mission figured it out. Figured what out? He realised that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead, so he sent his reply with a different stamp. And put this decisive evidence in a frame. You're still here? Can I make a statement here, on the record? I sparked Razortooth Brussels, claimed this scoop as mine, Drew Misham killed in cold blood, and by sender of 7-year-old letter, end quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay, end quote. Order. I see no room for further argument here, though I admit this is all coming quite a shock to think that the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his ticket straight to afterlife, end quote. I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge. I see no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defender. Oh, defendant. Yeah, defendant. Apollo. I think we just won. Very well. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
Oh. Clavier, you are adamant on making sure Vera gets the guilty verdict. Is this the bright future of our legal system? Prosecutor Gavin? A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago. Tickets for Gavin's shows are invalid after 2 weeks. But it doesn't make sense any other way. It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in Air Forehead's claim. A contradiction? A poisoned stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Drew Misham have done what he did? Emma explained that. He must have realised it was poisoned. Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Misham sensed a trap and put the stamp in the frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why 7 years later did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Surely, you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Misham simply forgot. He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot. You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself? Oh, bloody Apollo. Bloody Clavier. While I admit this is all quite shocking myself, it does seem highly unlikely that he would fall foul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years. Apollo, I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you.
Objection!
Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope? The poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to court for us? I see no proof that such a thing ever existed. What about the atrichonine residue, huh? Oh, I agree that does seem to be atrichonine residue, but Air Forehead, it's certainly no stamp. Yeah, but even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Misham never would have used it. That is all. I believe we've come to a conclusion again. Apollo, were we wrong the whole time? Can't believe it.
The poison traces match up. It can't be a coincidence. I'd like to bring some closure to this issue sometime this year. Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Mission received a red envelope. There were traces of the poison atronine on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene on this tiny picture frame. The defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope, an envelope that left the scene of the crime with a poison stamp on it. Yes, but even if this envelope contained a poison stamp, and Drew Mission, knowing this, put it in a frame, he never would have used that stamp. I'm afraid you're right, which means there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case. I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. The traces for atronine, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Mission's mysterious death, they're all connected somehow. But well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. Ah, fake clue. Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah? The fake clue that's thrown us off the poisonous trail is none other than Drew Mission. Because the red envelope still contained the residue. The frame contained the residue. So those two aren't fake. It's Drew Mission. The victim was a fake clue. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself. Congratulations, you completely lost me. So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger. Makes a good story, I'll give you that. The fake clue. Fakes. Forgeries. Ah. I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. What if our forger is the fake? Come again. 7 years ago, our forger sniffed the trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why? That's what I want to know. Because the forger who was killed was a fake. Here we are again. The victim was a fake. One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. But that's two forgers, and one of them was a fake. Dun, dun, dun. I love the soundtrack for this game. Order! Order, order! So you're telling us that Drew Mission, the victim, was a fake. Well, if he was a fake, who was the real forger? You better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo. I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story, Mr. Justice. Mr. Justice, show us just who the real Drew Mission was. If Drew Mission wasn't the real forger, there's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. Forger Drew Mission was himself a forgery. The real forger was his daughter, Vera Mission, because they were a recluse family, so they couldn't have been anyone else. There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger known as Drew Mission is none other than his only daughter, Vera Mission. Order! Order, order! Mr. Justice, this is going on a limb even for you! Hey, Seeker! Hello! Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're having a lovely day so far. I kind of agree. I mean, Vera, a forger. Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. You just woke up? Morning! Rise and shine! Eggs and bakey! Oh, well, I hope today's a good day for you. But yes, it's time to wake up and smell the coffee, apparently. I don't drink coffee, but you know. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. Oh, well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Mission's and Vera Mission's. If we know that Drew Mission wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility, by process of elimination. The Forger was for a mission. Well. Fascinating. Did we win? Did we manage to break the... Oh, is Vera gonna talk? Vera, mission? You've been paying attention to the trial so far. Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the Forger, Drew Mission? Oh, she's so cute. Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face. I'm used to being stared at by Frowlins, believe me. Though they usually talk to me too. Tell us, were you the one who forged those works of art? She's adorable. Yes. So the Forger Drew Mission was you? Yes, it was me. What? She admitted to being the Forger. The court was in an uproar and it wasn't coming down. We had to break for a 10-minute recess. To be continued. Okay. Well, seeing as we've reached a point and my channel's in the middle of an ad, so I want to wait till the ad finishes. But we're going to save and I'm not going to continue because I did say I would get to the next save point and then call it a day. But it has been fun. But there's so many twists and turns, and we haven't even gotten to the main part of the story. This is just the beginning of it. It's gonna be so sad when it all ends. Right, let's do Orchestra Hall. Just gonna wait for the ad to end, and then I'll end stream. So I don't think it's fair to end the stream on an ad. I do love the music. One of these days, I am going to go to a Phoenix Wright concert. Because that is what oh. Why do I hear myself? Oh, I know why. Oh my god, that's really weird. I was like, why do I hear myself? Okay. Has ad ended? Ad has ended. Welcome back, people. Right, so we are going to call it a day. We did finish a chapter, which is yay, super fun. We are going to continue. Well, I say finish a chapter. We finished a section of a chapter, so we will continue next week. I need to give my voice a rest. I need to really look after myself because this cough really needs to go. I really need it to disappear. It's annoying and it's causing a nuisance and it's making it really hard to do. Thank you for the hydrate, Seeker. I really appreciate it. The last of my tea as well. So I need to make another one. That's I know, right? That sounds so funny. So the sound itself, I actually found online. The first time someone redeemed a hydrate, it played on my stream and I was so confused because I thought it was Tyria making a noise at me. I was like, why is Tyria making a noise at me? What is going on? Turns out it was the hydrate redeem. But yes, so thank you for joining me today. I appreciate every single one of you and I hope you all have an amazing day. But we are also going to continue with the charity event. I'm also going to play more Little Nightmares. I was kind of hoping to do more horror games, but I seem to be really stuck on Little Nightmares. Seems like I am not very good at gaming, but that's fine because we do have Little Nightmares number 2 and we'll continue it. And even after October, we will continue playing it. I will also do some plans to do some ASMR streams for the Thursday slot because I don't think I can do full on 2-3 hour streams on Thursday, or I might drop it. I don't know. I will see. But I want to do some keyboard ASMRs. Basically, that's what I want to do. Not voice ones because I'm not very good at them. But I think a keyboard one would be nice and relaxing. And then you guys can have a 1 hour chill time of me just typing away. Of course, given that this cough disappears, because I don't think it'll be very good of me typing, then you just say throughout the whole day stream. I don't think that'd be very good. Oh dear. But yes, we'll continue more Ace Attorney and also Little Nightmares. And I mean, I might throw in another horror game. I don't know. I'll see how things go. We're also £60 away from the 300 goal of the charity donations. And as promised, if we hit the 300 goal, I will do a recording on me playing the piano. Obviously, the community gets to choose what piece I learn. So I will probably put that up onto Twitter as well. But yeah, so let's try and get the last £60 and get that incentive of the piano playing. I really don't know why I'm doing this, because I really suck. But anyway, let me see if I can send you guys off on a raid. Please hold tight, hang tight, hold tight. Whichever you want to do. The Unnameable Horror. Yeah, let's send you guys to him. He is currently playing Dead by Daylight. He is also doing charity streams throughout the whole entire month. He is fundraising for the Alzheimer's Association, so it's a very good cause. Let me just start the raid. There we go. All right. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be kind, be nice, look after yourselves. Let me do the raid messages. If you are subbed, please use this raid message. If you are not subbed, please use this raid message. Thanks for streaming. No worries, Streamy. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for hanging out. But yes, enjoy yourselves. I will see you guys soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.